This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
They're 2 wide, they're 3 wide. Do we see 4? Yes, I hear 4. Oh, we got in trouble.
Contact. Jason White sliding.
Whoa, what a job, Jason.
Stays out of the wall, and no contact yet. Around he goes, and the field slows behind him.
Look at the damage to the rear of that gun-broken truck. That's how hard he was hit. Boy, I'm just glad that truck didn't wind up in the outside wall. He is hit. Everybody fighting for position here. You see some trucks pull out. You see Jason back there on the left-hand side. Look like that. It's Justin Lofton, I believe, the 6 truck right behind him, and that may have been a bit of a chain reaction. Did you see him hit a damage? Is that Justin's truck?
Yeah, the right front. The 3 of Austin Dillon in the 5th spot. We're seeing a few umbrellas coming out now. We're hearing a little bit of rain. The camera operators up on the roof are letting us know that there is some rain falling.
That's a bit of a bad sign when the pit boxes have umbrellas.
And the caution is coming out now. NASCAR has thrown the yellow flag for rain.
Remember last week, we thought for sure it was going to rain, and it didn't. Or it did for a minute, and then it quit. Maybe it's the same. Could be.
We would hope.
Kevin Harvick said it was going to rain out qualifying earlier, I think. It didn't. Uh-oh.
Kyle Busch, a lot of smoke coming out from underneath that truck as he slows down.
That looks just like the smoke that came. Left front tires flat, isn't it, Michael? Yeah, that's exactly what Jason White's truck looked like when he started smoking.
So Kyle Busch running 2nd when this caution came out. Now smoke rolling out from underneath that truck. Again, halfway. This race, 25 laps. We're 10 away from that. A race is not official unless you've passed the halfway point. Ray, what's going on with the 18?
Well, the left front tire is down, Rick. As he went by here, you could see it was already down to the rim, and they just went by the entrance to, or the exit to pit road, so he's got a long way to go to get back down here to the pits. When the 23 came down last time, it was because their left front shock had broken. The upper mount to the shock broke, and they've actually removed that shock. So the 23 is running without a shock, but the 18 left front tire completely down. Let's hope it doesn't shred apart and tear up that front fender.
Well, even more importantly, Ray, just hope that he doesn't get down on that sway bar arm and rub something loose under the suspension of that truck.
The thing that people might ask is why doesn't he slow down so that he doesn't tear that tire up? You have to maintain a cautious pace to make sure that you hold your position.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's coming to pit road anyway, right. So it doesn't matter. He could slow down to 10 seconds slower than everyone else and still make his way to pit road. And it doesn't matter if he comes in when it's open or not. It's going to take some probably extended work here to make sure that nothing is wrong underneath that truck.
Yeah, it's starting to tear up a little bit. You're starting to see part of the tire coming off now.
I think he's comfortable with the speed he's rolling, that he can make it to the pit and not tear apart.
Coming up from our west and south, and this is moving in a northeasterly pattern. So right now, obviously, we're going to have to wait out the rain. And it's going to take a while to dry this racetrack. It's 2.5 mile racetrack.
It's a lot of racetrack to dry, and this thing is very, very wide. But one thing I noticed when we were looking at that replay of what happened to Jason, and we speculated maybe that Mark Martin, because of learning about his transmission trouble, may have had something to do with that. And you saw on that replay the gap in front of Mark Martin. So more than likely, he didn't get his truck into high gear when he wanted to. Everyone else was accelerating, and that caused that chain reaction that ultimately led to Jason's problems.
So umbrellas at a racetrack are not a good sight, and that's what we're seeing right now. The grandstands have emptied out a bit. Take another look at this restart.
Here's what you're talking about, Phil. We heard that Mark Martin didn't get the start he wanted. Watch right here. Freeze it. Freeze right there. Look at the gap, and look how fast these other trucks are closing on Mark Martin. They're closing on him really fast, and that means trouble, because when you're a couple of trucks back, you can't see what's happening, and that describes exactly where Jason White was. He gets into the back of Brendan Gaughan, gets clobbered from behind, and almost runs that truck head on into the outside wall. Yeah, and he's 5 or 6 trucks back, so that's, the guy right in front of Mark Martin was the guy that had the best viewpoint, and he was able to get slowed down. And each truck you go back farther, the harder it becomes, and then obviously by the time they got to Jason, it was a mess.
You see the jet dryers waiting. Welcome back. We're under a rain delay at Pocono Raceway. for this, the 14th truck race of the 2011 season. And when you come to Pocono, you're not sure if you're going to have fog or rain or maybe sunny skies, but so far it's been difficult for us.
What a great weekend it's been weather-wise. Really fresh. The track is fast. These guys ran great speeds this morning in qualifying.
Kevin Harvick set a new track record for this truck race here. Let's take a look at how we got to this point 17 laps into this race.
Welcome back to Pocono Raceway. The rain continues. Biggest question when the day started was, when would the rain come? Well, that answer came at 1:42 p.m. Eastern time. The skies opened up and the rains came. We were 17 laps into this race, 50 scheduled for the Camping World Truck Series, and so we still have 33 to go. Parker Kligerman, Joey Coulter stayed out on the racetrack when everyone else came onto pit road, thinking they might be able to get out in front and the rain would hold off until the halfway point. Well, that didn't actually happen. Parker Kligerman, Joey Coulter, 1 and 2. We were 8 laps away from the halfway point of this one. And a big one behind him. The 62 of Brendan Gaughan, the 81 of David Starr, and the 66 goes around as well. That's Peyton Sellers.
See if we can see what happened to Brendan. He got turned by David.
Yeah.
He's going to shut it off for sure now, Coach. So yeah. I'd say this will probably take any question out of that team's mind that he can make it. But what a great job by David Starr. He got sideways, barely clipped the outside wall. Brendan Gaughan all the way around.
Look at it. It's not bad. Maybe rubbing a tire. Need to come look at it. Just get caught up. Nothing rubbing right now.
4 straight top 10 finishes for that team. For David Starr.
3rd place last time out.
See what happened to Brendan. He got turned by David.
Yeah, David just run up there and hit him in the left rear quarter panel. See if Brendan does make contact with the outside wall, as well as the 81. Peyton Sellers, what a weekend it's been for that 66 truck.
Just behind the 5 of Todd Bodine. Clouds getting a little darker here. This one obviously close enough to the finish. Don't think rain will cause any problems for this one.
Look at Hornaday wiggling there on the outside. Todd getting pretty good grip from the bottom. Now he loses that grip. Next to pull up. Oh,
contact. Todd Bodine slides coming out of turn number 3.
The caution is coming out.
Knock it down, knock it down.
With Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch side by side.
Kyle Busch is pretty good on restarts.
I got all flat tires.
Kevin Harvick's pretty good too. This truck's pretty good here today. What a great finish.
Let's look here at this issue. Remember a week ago at Lucas Oil Raceway? Austin Dillon, it doesn't look like it was the one who made the contact there. It looked like it was Hornaday.
It looked like to me Austin got in the back of him. I think Todd was trying to come up in front of Austin, and he just said, you ain't coming up in here.
And when we were watching it live, I definitely felt like that Austin got in the back. Let's take a look here. Watch,
right along
Todd's going to try to...
Lined up, 2 by 2. Harvick on the outside. Kyle Busch on the inside. Green flag back in the air.
Green flag.
Great start by Kyle Busch.
Look at Johnny Sauter coming up on the back of Kevin Harvick, trying to give him a push down into turn 1 and grab that 2nd spot from Kyle.
Up to speed, entering turn number 1. 3 wide behind him. Crafton moving up through the field in the 88. Tries to get by the 33 of Hornaday.
Remember, Matt Crafton can't put tires on. Caution before this last one.
Look at that truck, that 3 truck of Austin Dillon.
How about the gap already? Harvick is put between he and Kyle Busch. Going into turn number 2, the tunnel turn. Harvick has a big lead. 3 trucks between he and 2nd place, Kyle Busch.
See if these trucks can make it through the tunnel here. They did it that time.
James Buescher hanging on to 3rd. Through turn number 3. Harvick will see the white flag when he comes out of 3. If he gets to the white flag, the next one he'll see will be the checker.
White flag here, white flag.
Crosses the stripe, 1 to go here at Pocono.
The next flag ends this race, whether it's the checker or the caution.
Kevin Harvick, after putting a dominant performance together during practice and qualifying, setting a new track record, has been able to work his way up to the front using strategy, staying up front. Does he have enough fuel to finish this one out? It's still a long ways around this track.
There's your championship battle, too. Austin Dillon has fought his way to the back bumper of Johnny Sauter. He's had a terrible day today running in the back, but what a rally at the end. He's going for that position over Sauter.
Through turn number 2. Now, the final turn, turn 3. It's still a long ways to the start-finish line.
Does Hartman have enough fuel?
A big lead coming out of turn number 3. Can he make it to the start-finish line? Does he have enough fuel? Yes, Kevin Harvick will win at Pocono.
Yeah, boys, that's man's whipping right there. And great weekend, Harvick. Good job. Good job, boys. Awesome.
How about the job Johnny Sauter and his team did? Going to a backup truck, adjusting pretty significantly on it a couple different times, both yesterday and today.
You'll have to circle this one on your calendar when you look back at this championship, just like Ray Dunlap reported from pit road.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.